Revelation chapter 12. And while y'all are turning to that, I'm exhausted. I want you to all know that now. I am worn out. Six Flags yesterday with the youth is, they just don't stop moving. But we took around 15 youth, and they had a great time. And it was Fright Fest, so they had some strange characters chasing them around the park. And I heard girls scream. I heard guys scream. It was fun and it was interesting. As I walked in the building this morning, obviously everyone knew I was tired, but someone goes, "Brother Trey, you're preaching today, right?" And I was like, "Yes." They're like, "Yes, we get out early." There's a pretty good chance that will happen. But this morning, I'd like to talk about understanding our enemy. When it comes to any kind of battle, when it comes to any kind of competitive sport, anything like that, you want to know your opponent. And so this morning, what I want to look at is the devil. We're going to preach on the devil. It's a little weird, but we're going to do it. So in Revelation chapter 12, starting in verse 7, it says, "And war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought with the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought. But they did not prevail, nor was a place found for them in heaven any longer. So the great dragon was cast out, that serpent of old, called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world. He was cast to the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Then I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, 'Now salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ have come, for the accuser of our brethren, who accused them before our God day and night, has been cast down. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony, and they did not love their lives to their death. Therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down to you, having great wrath, because he knows that he has a short time.'" I have 4 points this morning, so if you want to count down, you can count down. But point number one is simple. The devil is God's creation. Okay? The devil is not equal to God. God created him. We see in Genesis 1:1 that God created the heavens and the earth. With the creation of the heavens comes the angels. Satan was an angel. There are 3 sentient beings found in the Bible: God, angels, and man. He's not man. He's not God. He is an angel. Why would God create Satan? That's a question that's asked a lot. I'm going to tell you my answer. I don't know. If any of y'all were expecting a revelation for that, I am sorry. I don't know. And the answer for that is because I'm not God. But what I can tell you is this. When Satan was created, he had a good and perfect purpose. Now, what do I mean by that? Before his fall, before his rebellion, he was made for a good purpose. He had a purpose. He was called to love God, to worship God, and he fell. Lucifer had free will, yet he chose to disobey God. Now, why is that important? Why is the fall important? God uses this rebellion and this fall to bring about his holy plan of salvation. It's because of this fall that Jesus Christ came to this world to save us all from sin. God knew what he was doing. This is not a surprise to him that the devil rebelled against him. This is no surprise at all. Some people say, well, he created the devil to tempt us. No, that's not the reason the devil was created. He was created first and foremost as an angel. Lucifer made himself evil. God didn't do that. The second point, the first point was fast, so you should be feeling good right now. The second point, and this is going to be a little bit more of a talk, the devil isn't omnipresent. What does that mean? Omnipresent means to be everywhere. The devil cannot be everywhere. In 1 Peter 5, chapter 8, it says, "Be of sober spirit, be on the alert. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion seeking someone to devour. Well, okay, we know he's on this earth. We know he's roaming around. He is walking around seeking someone to devour. If he was everywhere, he wouldn't say he was roaming. Angels are not omnipresent. They cannot be everywhere. Only God can be everywhere. Satan was an angel. Therefore, he cannot be everywhere. Why is that important? Well, because it's a common misconception, and Brother Jerry has talked on it. When we have bad times in our lives, and this is no fault of our own, but we say, the devil is attacking me. There's a chance he is, but in all likelihood, more than likely, he is not personally attacking you. He can't attack everybody. He's not that powerful. The reason I'm talking about the devil this morning is because don't give the devil more power than what he really has. Should we be afraid of him? Not really. God's more powerful. There's no question, there's no debate about it. But sometimes we give the devil a little bit more credit than what is due to him. He can't be everywhere. If he could be everywhere, why would he have demons going around doing his bidding? When I have something very important, I have OCD, okay? Not many of y'all have been to my house, but when the youth walk in my house, they look at it and they go, this is clean. I've got movies alphabetical, I'm crazy like that. But when I want something done and it is vital and it is important, I don't send someone else to do it. I do it because I don't want it messed up. I want it done the way that I want it done. If the devil could do everything, why would he send demons with a chance of messing up? Some people would say, well, why does God send angels? That answer is quite simple. And the fact is that God is all-knowing, the devil is not. That is my third point. The devil doesn't know what's going to happen. He has no clue. In Revelation 12, going back, starting in verse 10, I'm going to read it again. It says, "Then I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, 'Now salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ have come, for the accuser of our brethren, who accused them before our God day and night, has been cast out. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they did not love their lives to the death. Therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down to you, having great wrath, because he knows that he has a short time.'" The devil does not know what will happen. If he knew what was going to happen, he wouldn't have rebelled against God. He wouldn't have went into a fight knowing he was going to lose. When it comes to me and the youth, if there's something I think is stupid, I just tell them straight out, that's stupid. I do it all the time. I'm not calling them stupid, but something that they might do, I might say, that's stupid. Well, if the devil was all-knowing and he knew that he was going to lose, I would have looked at him and go, that's stupid. He does not know what's going to happen. Okay? Again, let's not give him more power than what he really has. He is not equal to God. He tried that. He failed. He is below God. He was created by God. How can the creation be greater than the Creator? He does know one thing, though. He knows something. He knows it for a fact, and the fact is simple, that in the end he is going to lose. He knows this. We see in chapter 12 it says that he knows that he has a short time. He knows this. We should take comfort in knowing that we know the outcome. We know that God is going to overcome. We know that he has already won this. This is a pointless battle. Sometimes we get caught up in bad things in our lives and we say, well, I don't know what's going to happen. We get stressed out. Listen, You don't know what's going to happen in your life. You don't know exactly where you're going to end up, but you can take comfort in knowing that God has a unique plan and that it's going to work out to His good because He reigns supreme, He's all-knowing, and He knows exactly what's going to happen. Take faith in that. My fourth point, and I'm going to be a little upsetting here. This point's the longest. So if you think you were going to get out of here really, really fast, I'm very, very sorry. But the fourth point is simple. The devil and his demons do not know everyone. Let's go a little bit farther into that. In Acts chapter 19, and if you want to turn there, you can. Acts chapter 19, we're going to start in verse 13. I still hear pages ruffling, so I'm going to hold off. All right, starting in 13, it says, "Then some of the itinerant Jewish exorcists took it upon themselves to call the name of the Lord Jesus over those who had evil spirits, saying, 'We exorcise you by the Jesus whom Paul preaches.' Also there were 7 sons of Sceva, a Jewish priest, who did so. And the evil spirit answered and said, 'Jesus I know, and Paul I know, but who are you?'" And we're going to stop there. The devil and his demons do not know everyone. We see here that the demons had no idea who these people were. This goes back with me saying that God is all-knowing, but the devil is not. God knows your name. He knows how many hairs you have in your head. He knew you from the very beginning. The devil does not know you. I told you that I'm preaching this because I want us to understand the enemy. It is very important to understand the devil and the powers that he has. I take comfort in knowing that I don't have to give him all the credit that I was giving him. I can go, "Nana, nana, boo-boo, you're not as powerful as I thought you were." But the devil can't be everywhere. He's not all-knowing, and he does not know everyone. To go with my point a while ago, talking about the devil can't be everywhere, well, how do I know this? This shows how inferior the devil really is. Because in the Bible, there are times where the devil personally has to go attack people. We see in Matthew 4, the devil tempts Jesus. In Genesis 3, the devil attempts Adam and Eve. And then in Job 1, the devil approaches God wanting to attack Job. I bring all that up to point out the fact he can't be everywhere and he's not as powerful as we think he is. He approached those people, though, because they're important. Adam and Eve, obviously, they're the first people on this world. There was really no one more important at that time. We see Jesus being tempted. Well, he is the plan of salvation. He is hope. He is the future. Obviously, he is important. And then Job, he was a man of God. He loved God with all of his heart, with all of his strength, with all of his mind. He devoted his life to God. And the devil pointed him out specifically. The devil can't attack everyone at once. So if you hear someone say, "Well, the devil's attacking me," probably not. I'm not saying he's not, but listen, here's the thing. The devil's only going to attack those that are really, really important. Those that are really, really working towards the kingdom of God. If you're being attacked by the devil personally, you are doing a fantastic job. I told the youth Wednesday, because I preached this to them a little bit differently, I said, the goal in life should be this. Our goal should be to get attacked by Satan. Some of them walked out going, "That makes no sense." But what do I mean by that? Well, we see that the devil attacks those that are really, truly seeking God's wisdom, His will for their lives. And if he's attacking you, that means you're doing that as well. You are a threat to Satan. And that's what we should all want to be, is a threat to Satan. Don't be scared of him. Can he do things to you? Sure. No doubt. But it doesn't matter. Some people get disheartened and discouraged when someone dies. I've seen it happen. They turn on God and they say, why would God let this happen? They were such a nice person. And this next part's going to be a little hard, but follow me if you will. Death doesn't matter. And I know that's hard and that's rough. I've experienced death in my family and it hurt me. But understand that our lives are meaningless. They have no point unless they're for the glory of God. I've seen people die, and that brings about a revelation in someone's life. They'll say, well, that person, hey, they were way too young. I need to get my life in check. Could that be used as a ministry? God uses everything to His glory. I say all that because we hold on to the trivial. We focus too much on the worldly. Something bad happens in our life and we say, God, why have you forsaken me? Why have you left me? Why have you done this to me? God gave it to you in the first place. He can take whatever He wants. It's His. We think that just because we have entitlement, that we might hold a position, or that we have money, or that we have a great family, that it is ours. It's not yours. Someone put it to me this way: God is just allowing you to rent it out. It is temporary. The greater purpose in life is simple. You live your life to glorify God. That's it. That's what matters. Once you are a Christian, that is the whole focus. You live a life that's glorifying to God, then you spread out that message to other people because they need to hear it. Don't focus on the trivial. Don't get disheartened. Bad things happen. I'm sorry, it's the truth. I'm telling you what, if y'all were coming here for an uplifting message, y'all came to the wrong message. Talking about the devil and him attacking you, I'm just wanting to be 100% real with you. It is important that we know our enemy. It is vital. But we focus too much on things that don't matter. I love my family. I'm blessed to have my little brother here with me. Most of you are like, he's here? He's hiding. He is somewhere in this congregation. But I love him to death. I love my mom. I love my dad. And when people do things that hurt them, I get angry. I probably shouldn't be angry, but I am. Quite frankly, I'm about ready to throw down. If something were to happen to them, I don't know what I would do. And that hurts to say. But I've told my family and I've told my girlfriend, who y'all have met, that listen, you come second. Sometimes we say, well, you know, God is the highest priority in our life. Sometimes we just say that, though. Are we really following that? Is God really the number one priority in our lives? Because if He was, we wouldn't get so upset by losing things. We wouldn't get upset by the fact that, we're running short on money. We don't have all the money. We don't have all the wealth. We don't have all the fame. Or we get upset when someone dies and we think, why has God turned on us? If you're going to say that God is the number one priority in your life, mean it. That is the goal, for God to be the number one. Because as we've seen, He is the number one. The devil is going to try to fight Him, and he is going to lose. We know this, the end of story. Take comfort in knowing that. Life's tough. I'm only about to be 24. I barely have an understanding of how tough it's about to get. People say it's going to get really tough when I get married. For that, I have no comment. I have little grasp compared to those who have been here longer than me. But I'm ready. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to struggle because it's going to make me stronger. And I know that when I come out on the other side, that is a testament of God's will and His love and His glory. And so, with all that being said, I'm going to close. Told you it wasn't going to be long. I have two questions for you. Question number one, Are you living a life that glorifies God so much that you are being attacked? And question number 2, and I ask this as we have a time of invitation. I'm going to read the final verse in Acts. And it says in 15, "And the evil spirit answered and said, 'Jesus I know, and Paul I know, but who are you?'" Who are you? That's a question we all need to ask ourselves. Once we become followers of Christ, we are meant to live out a life that is pleasing to God, that glorifies God, and use that as a witness and a testimony to others. That's our calling. It's what we're called to do. But are you doing it? Some people say, "Well, I come to church, I pray, I read my Bible." That's great, but are you living it? Do your actions reflect what you're reading? Do your actions reflect what you're praying? If not, it's time to check yourself. We have a loving family here, a loving church family. I told you that a while ago. You make it hard for me to leave if I ever wanted to. That's a fantastic problem to have. But if you're a guest with us this morning and you want to be a part of this family, we'd love to have you. We really would. Because this is a family. This is not just some people that we meet with on Sunday. Y'all are my family. Someone might say, "Well, we're not related by blood." Understand this. Christ shed his blood so you could be related by blood. He loves you. I love you. This church family will love you if you want to join us. We are here to encourage one another, to lift one another up, because life's going to get difficult. It's going to get tough. We read in the news all the time about pastors being persecuted, Christians being persecuted. We hear about this all the time, and it's only going to get more difficult, and we know because God's word shows that. We understand this. But are you ready to fight? Are you ready to stand up and say, "I'm tired of this. God, you're number one, you reign supreme, and that's all that matters"? If you don't know Christ this morning, if you don't know God, now's the time. Because what I tell you is true. God's going to win. There's no question about it. I'm not arguing with you about it. It's over. If you want to be on the winning side, if you want to turn your life over to God and live a life that's pleasing to Him, today is the day. There's no better time. So will you come as we stand and sing?